Hi there, this video is for AP Computer Science Principles. I am Joe Gelaro, and I apologize I couldn't make it tonight to back to school night. I also coach the varsity girls soccer team, and we have an away game for league tonight, so that's where I am. But I wanted to give you some information about the class, so we'll go ahead and flip through here, starting with just a quick background on me. I have taught math here for the past 13 years or so, and then about 5 years ago started teaching computer science, and we started with one computer science class of about 25 students, and we've been able to grow that to about 6 different sections, and we have roughly 200 to 300 students take these computer classes every year now. So we've been able to grow the program. There's been a desire from the students, which has been amazing to see. I've got a 5-year-old daughter who's pictured there, and also a picture of my family, my wife, and my sister, my parents. I grew up in San Diego. I went to Westview High School, and then I went to Whittier College, where I did my degree in math and got my master's degree in education. And then I was lucky enough to find a job back home in San Diego, and that's where I've been since I started teaching 13 years ago. So in terms of the class, this is an AP class, so students do receive the boosted GPA, the 5.0A, and this is kind of a unique AP class for a few reasons. Number one, this is the only AP class that we currently offer that 9th graders can take, and there are no prerequisites for this class, so we have students that are in 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. So we've got all grades in this class, and this is the only AP class that we have that is only 1 semester long. So this class just started, obviously, in January, and we'll run through the end of the year here. So just 1 semester. It's a lot of information in a little bit of time, but we've been pretty successful with getting through everything and preparing the students for the AP test, which comes up in May. The assignments for this class will all be done on a website called code.org. Obviously, since this is a computer science class, much of the work that we do will be online, as the students will be doing a lot of coding. It's entry-level coding that we'll be doing in JavaScript, and those assignments will be done on code.org, and then they will be due the day after they are assigned. So as I'll show you in a minute, we've got a calendar that's posted on our Google Classroom, and whatever it says on that calendar, that is the assignment the students are expected to have finished by the time they leave for the day. Whatever they don't finish in class, they should finish at home as homework. The expectation is that they can finish everything in class. This is an AP class that does not require much homework, and I try to give them enough time to finish everything in class, and then it will be due the following day. So if they don't finish it, they need to finish it up at home. This is just an example of what our pacing calendar looks like. So as I mentioned before, you can see, whatever we're working on will be listed on the calendar, and those are the assignments or the lessons from code.org that are expected to be finished before the start of the next day. Further down the calendar, you'll be able to find when our AP test is. So this is an old calendar here, but our updated calendar that you'll find on our Google Classroom has the updated test date, which I believe is May 14th. You'll also notice that there are some days that mention these performance tasks, and that's another unique piece of this AP class, is that 30% of the students' AP test score is or comes from this in-class project that they'll work on. They're able to work on this project with a partner, or they can work on it individually, but basically they will be creating an app that has a set of requirements, and then when they go take their AP test in the library, they will have to write a few short responses just proving that they understand how their app works. And then the other part of the AP test is a 70-question multiple choice test. So it's broken into 2 parts. the 30% for the in-class project, and 70% for the multiple choice, which is a little bit different because in most AP classes, they wouldn't be doing any part of their AP test in the actual class that they're in. I know that since we do have a good number of ninth graders in this class, this will be the first AP class for a lot of students. And so just kind of understanding what that is and what that means is kind of important. It being an AP class means that students are able to earn college credit depending on the score of their AP test at the end of the year. The AP test does require that the students pay for it. It will range in price depending on income from $5 to $100, and the counselors can help with that. But the students will need to sign up for that on College Board, and then they would take the test in May. This is a standardized test that's done in the library. It's proctored by our test proctors here on campus, not by me. And then it's graded out of 5, with 5 being the highest and then 3 being a passing score. And depending on what the students get on their AP test score, they may be able to earn college credit, like I mentioned. They may be able to skip or replace some of their entry-level math classes, even though this is not technically a math class, or their entry-level computer science classes. So that's kind of the benefit of this, of taking the AP test, is that you can earn college credit. In some cases, depending on how many AP tests a student takes during high school, they may enter college as a sophomore already because they've gotten all of their general ed requirements or their first year of general ed requirements done through all the AP tests credit that they've earned. As far as our syllabus goes and our grading, you'll notice down here that the most heavily weighted category is the project category at 40%, and then assessments at 35%, and then the lessons, which is the code.org work, at 25%. This is intended to be kind of a hands-on, project-based, collaborative class where students are encouraged to work together while they build these apps. The beauty of computer science is that it kind of combines, what we think of as technical skills with some creativity. And so I want students to be able to dive into things that they're interested in, build apps that they're interested in. And so we will do a lot of projects in here. And so that's, kind of an important aspect of this. And that's why that is the most heavily weighted category that we have. The homework will be done on code.org, as I mentioned. I just wanted to give you a quick visualization of what that looks like. So you can see here, each unit is broken into lessons. So this is what Unit 1 looks like here. And as we flip through, you'll see that these are what I call bubbles. The students will go through these bubbles. So 1.1 would refer to Unit 1, Lesson 1, and the students would be required to fill in those bubbles. When they turn green, the student knows that they've completed that assignment and they can go on to the next one. So if you wanted to, check to make sure that they were working on everything, you could always check to see if their bubbles were turning green as you went through this. This is just an example of one of the apps that students can create. So you can see we're working in JavaScript. This is our code over here, right? And then they're building these kind of simulated apps on the screen over there, right? And this is just kind of introductory entry-level coding. And then, the idea is that they would be then able to move on to more advanced coding, which I'll talk about in a minute. So most of this I already mentioned is the AP test here. The test date, like I said, is May 14th, and they would be able to use college credit depending on their AP test score. So this is one of the computer science courses that we offer now. This is a course that's part of a CTE pathway. A CTE pathway, you can kind of think of it like a major, like an undergrad major that you do in college, but in high school. This CTE pathway is made up of 2 classes. This class that we're talking about now, AP Computer Science Principles, is the first course in this pathway. And then if students like it or they want to pursue the pathway, they could take the second part of this class, which would be done next year. So unfortunately, seniors right now, if they're taking it, won't have the opportunity because they'll obviously be graduating. But any other grade can then sign up for Computer Programming 2. And if they complete that class, which is just some more advanced coding, we do some coding in Java, some coding in Python in that class. It's basically a continuation of the ideas that we start here. I also teach that class. If they complete those two classes, then they will be have completed the CTE pathway for computer science, and they will be awarded with notation on their transcript, so when they apply to colleges, they can mark that they have completed the computer science pathway, or if they go straight into the workforce and they're looking to get into some sort of computer science work, it would be great that they have completed these two courses and have the computer science pathway completed. And then in addition to that, we'll be starting a new AP class next year called AP Cybersecurity, and this will be not quite as heavily based in coding, but there will be some coding in it, but there will be some basic cryptography and just some digital forensics and networks and system security things that you can see I've listed here. But this will be a brand new AP class. This is a brand new AP class amongst the entire country. They're rolling out a beta version this year, and next year I'll be teaching this course as long as we get enough students to sign up for it. But it's just another option for them. It's something that the College Board has offered because this is one of the job areas that they need graduates from the most. So hopefully students will find this interesting and useful. So that's another AP class that I'll be teaching next year. It's not part of the pathway, so in order to complete the pathway, they just need these two courses. This is just a separate course. It's an elective course, just like the one they're in right now, so anybody can sign up for it, and I'm hoping that, can kind of build these skills through taking a group of these classes over the next couple of years. All right, that's all the information I have for you here. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. My email is there, and I appreciate you being here tonight and taking the time to watch this video. This is a program that I'm passionate about, that I've spent a lot of time building up over the last few years, and I'm excited to see it continue to grow. And I'm hoping that the students will find it interesting and fun. And so please let me know if you have any feedback. Appreciate it.